2020 meeting. We're going to begin the meeting at 4:33 p.m. And just a reminder that our board meeting is being live streamed and recorded. And I'm going to do a roll call of our board members. Trustee Clark.
Here, present.
Trustee Haylett. Trustee Del Porto.
Present. Trustee
Ross.
Here.
Trustee Smith. Trustee Tylak.
Here.
Trustee Wallace. Student trustee Demendorf.
Present.
And attending via Zoom, trustee Virtuoso. That's great. So I'm gonna please ask everyone to stand, and I'm gonna ask student trustee Demendorf to lead us in the pledge of allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
If anyone could please remain standing for a moment of silence in honor to honor those all serving our country both domestically and abroad, as well as all of our first responders supporting our community. Thank you. We do not have anyone sign up for public comments today. So we're first going to start off with a welcome. Dr. Nathan Grassi, the Dean of Business and STEM. His start date with the college is July 31st. And would you like to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. I'm very excited to be here. This marks my third week with the college, which is great. I'm a career-long SUNY employee. I did some time at University of Buffalo, but spent about 16 years at SUNY Empire in various administrative and faculty roles. So I'm very excited to get to work with our faculty here in STEM and business.
Welcome. We're very excited to have you, and you've come at a very exciting time for our campus. So I'm sure you've already been busy with strategic planning and with the college council and everything. So we're happy to have you on board here. So we'll move on to our presentations. First, we have Dr. Megan Schutte and therapy dog Lola, who had the honor of meeting before the meeting. Dr. Schutte is the Assistant Vice President of Academic Affairs in the Division of Arts, Humanities, and Social Sciences. Would you like to introduce yourself and Lola and tell the board a little bit about her?
Sure. Yeah, so I mean, you gave my position. I've been at the college a year and a couple days. And you know, when I was applying and getting the job, I was like, how early on do I mention Lola and try to get her to come to campus? So Lola is a certified therapy dog. In Maryland, we volunteered with an organization called Pets on Wheels. And here in Western New York, we volunteer with Paws for Love, which is through the Erie County SPCA. And she also has her K9 Good Citizen certification through the American Kennel Club. So she is just a love bug. She loves being here. She loves the attention. She loves making people happy. So yeah, we've been on campus a few times for very specific events where, you know, like exam week and things where students might be high stress. But therapy animals, I think, can have a real impact on campuses, and especially for students in the dorms who left animals at home. I think they really, really miss their pets. And yeah, she just seems to make everybody sort of happy when they see her on campus. So we're very happy to be here and happy that she's been welcomed. So, anybody have any questions about therapy animals?
Thanks, Don.
Yeah.
German short hair?
According to her DNA test, no, but I think so, yeah. So I believe she's Pimple German short
She's
hair.
wagging her tail.
Mix.
Yes.
Yeah, we talking about you? Yeah. Yeah, she goes fully pointer and the speckles, so yeah, definitely. Yeah. Anything else?
So do you bring Lola with you to work every morning?
Not every day,
Okay.
right? I find she's very distracting.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So it's hard to get a lot of work done because a lot of people like to come see her. So I brought her on days where like I knew I didn't have a ton of meetings, or if there was a very specific event where they wanted to have someone there to sort of make people feel a bit more comfortable.
Well, it's great.
There's also another therapy dog in the testing center, Ellie. I don't know if all of you have met Ellie. Ellie's here on a consistent basis, so Ellie is here. It was different in the summer, but I think on the Thursdays, anybody? Tuesdays and Thursdays, thank you. In the testing center, so students going in to take a test can kind of have a few minutes with Ellie. Yeah, research has shown it only takes 7 minutes with a therapy animal to really lower your blood pressure, increase serotonin, and do all sort of the physical health things that we know that our animals can do for us. So yeah, it's really wonderful to have them both here.
Does anyone else have any questions?
I just like to say, as a dog lover and animals all my life and a farm, I want to thank you. And I was going to say that it only takes a few minutes to bring down your blood pressure. And there are certainly times that people need that. So thank you. And if anybody wants to give Lola a hug on the way out, if they feel their blood pressure's a little bit high. Thank you very much.
She's been making the rounds. Thank you for that.
Thank you so much. I know I was ready to run the meeting from the floor while we were like, we should, definitely helped me, so thank you so much.
Thanks, Megan.
Our next presentation, we have Maureen Henderson, the Director of the Small Business Development Center on campus, to present on the award that the SBDC recently received.
Thank you. This is gonna do my presentation for me. So I was here back in December to give everybody kind of an overview of what we do, just refresh your memories. And we've had quite a few exciting things happening since then, so I wanted to come back and share all of our updates.
Share it out so we can also have Gina see it real quick. Any AV in it? Or just,
No. I'm not that talented.
okay. You can go forward with the mouse.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Remember.
Thanks, Jesse. Oh boy. Oh, that's okay. It's not your fault. So I just wanted to give you an update on some of our metrics that we keep track of. This is how we track our value to taxpayers, because just as a reminder, we are funded through SUNY and through the Small Business Administration, the US federal government. So this is, our goal year starts the same as the federal government budget, so October 1st. So from then until present, we have advised over 515 clients. About 80% of them fell within some sort of underserved community, whether they're women, minority, rural, or in persistent poverty. We have helped 43 new business starts, and we do help people who are starting businesses and existing businesses. So out of those clients, we have had 43 start businesses. We have had almost 18 million in funding obtained, which is a really big deal. We have more than doubled what we had planned to, and at this point, we are the third highest capital infusion among all 20 SBDC centers across the state. And we're one of the smallest, if not the smallest. So for us, we give ourselves a pat on the back. Out of those businesses that we've assisted, our assistance has helped create 173 jobs and save over 1,800, which is also very important to us, making sure that we keep jobs here in the community. And we've had several training events where we have had 386 training clients. I wanted to give you a success story. So the Lemon Room is a new cocktail and small bites restaurant in Wilson. They've gone into the Woodcock Brothers Plaza in Wilson and taken up a little spot there. So Candace, the owner, had worked with us previously on a project she thought she wanted to start. She then discovered the Main Street Capital Loan Fund, which is through Pursuit, through our newsletter. So she was getting our newsletter because she'd already been hooked up with us. She came back, she worked with our advisor, Deanna Brennan, on a business plan and was able to obtain the capital that she needed through Pursuit and her own funding, and opened in May. And with that, she created 2 new jobs, and she also supports a lot of local farms. for her drinks and her food. She tries to support as many local farms as possible. So if you have not been, I haven't been yet, but I've heard it's awesome. And so if you're looking for someplace on the weekend, especially head down to Wilson and check out the lake and the harbor. In May, we had our staff training, our annual staff training statewide. We were in Saratoga Springs for it, and we received 4 awards. And so our first was the Happy Client Award. We received, out of all 20 centers, we had the highest evaluation rating from our clients. The Team Player Award, we were one of the co-hosts of staff training, so we received an award for that. And also in our 2024 goal year, we achieved all of our goals. So we received our Center Performance Award. And what we're most proud of, I think, is Kelly Walk on our staff received the Above and Beyond Award, which goes to a support staff member who has contributed outstanding work, not just to our center, but to the program statewide. And if you know Kelly, I had to okay it with her that I could get her picture, that I could use her picture. And now that you can't even see it, there is a picture of Kelly and our state director under there with her award. There we go. A couple events that we've done since I was last here in December. In January, Bree and I had the opportunity to work with the DEI coordinator of the City of Lockport School District, and we did a program with the My Brother's Keeper initiative, which is a program started by President Obama, specifically for young men of color, and making sure that they have all of the resources they need to be successful in life. So we had a panel of 6, hi Lola. We had a panel of 6 business owners, all men of color, and then we had students, about 20 students from Lockport High School and in the alternative high school. And we did the panel in the morning, and then in the afternoon, Bree and I ran a workshop with the boys about entrepreneurship. It was really fun. Oh. Our Agribusiness Forum. So this is one of my favorite events of the year. This was the 7th annual. It's an event that we do in collaboration with Cornell Cooperative Extension of Niagara County and the Chamber and the Center for Economic Development. It is held in March at the CCE campus in Lockport. And we do all-day workshops. We had over 115, is that what our attendance was this year? 115 attendees. Lloyd attended, he's right there. You can see him. And Bree presented on preparing for grant opportunities, and I moderated a marketing panel for farmers. So it's a great event. Another fun event we did was Kid Biz at the Keenan. So this was our first ever Kid Biz program in Niagara County. It was at June 7th. I was approached by the Keenan Center 100 American Craftsmen event, and they wanted to bring a more family focused part to it. So we set up a kids vendor market. They had to be made goods. They couldn't resell items. We had over 19 vendors, including Bree and our children. We forced them to do it, but it was a fun day, and the kids made over $2,100. They did really well. And I got a lot of great feedback from parents and from patrons who said they were very impressed with the way the kids interacted with them. Fall plans, we have a lot of education and training plans coming up. We're working on a contractor readiness and government certification program. So for entrepreneurs who want to learn more about government procurement and any certifications that could help them in their business, we're going to be focusing on that. We have our entrepreneur series, which will run in November. And then we're helping 4 different entities around Niagara and Orleans County with their micro enterprise assistance program. And we'll be doing the technical assistance and training for those, and then hopefully some guest lecturing here at SUNY Niagara. And that's everything I have. Do you have any questions for me? Thank you.
Congratulations to all of you on your award.
Oh,
Very well deserved.
yeah.
Good luck.
So Maureen, I know some of your staff are here.
Yes.
Do you mind introducing them?
Absolutely. So I brought with me Assistant Director Deanna Brennan and Advisor Bree Bacon.
And our last presentation tonight is from her to update us on our strategic plan.
Well, as Jesse sets up, I wanted to just acknowledge and thank Nathan for jumping with both feet in, 3 weeks in, but has really embraced the institution, embraced the culture and the value, and has already added significant value to the area. His faculty are really reaching out, and he's also already started navigating efficiencies and plan of studies. So we are very excited to have him here. But the best part about his background is his tech expertise and in education technology. So that'll be very valuable as we navigate our future strategic plan and flexible learning. And I also want to thank Maureen for all her hard work and her team in business development. Like she said, small but mighty, a significant generation in revenue. Thank you. Thank you, Justin. Thanks. So this is a very brief update to give you a status of where we're at and where we are going into the future. And so we've had so far a number of listening tours, and internally we started out in May as we embarked on the strategic plan. We looked through, conducted a comprehensive environmental scan externally, gathered data to what the demographic changes as well as environmental, economical programs of choice through the workforce development status through the Buffalo Niagara region, and then looked internally, evaluated our student data, our KPIs through graduation rate, retention, age demographics, gender, and enrollments by program. We took that information, went internally to our colleagues, and asked them to provide us with feedback on our old strategic plan. What went well, what did not, overview of our past, our current mission, values, and vision statements. Took that feedback, we used a very collaborative approach through the use of Miro boards as well as Slido as we did any PowerPoint engagement to ensure that that information was captured through an anonymous forum that allowed people to provide their own perspective without feeling any pressure related to their feedback. As we completed that internal work, we prepared a draft plan based on the feedback that provided a draft mission, vision, and value statements that also helped us build 4 commitments based on the feedback that we received. And then in July 24, we invited our external community on campus and walked them through a presentation. We used that as an opportunity to provide an update of where the college is, provided an overview of the environmental scan, and then took them through a gallery walk as well and asked them for their feedback on what they thought as to the mission, vision, values, and the 4 commitments that we outlined. We gathered that feedback, we synthesized it, and I'm going to present to you where we're at with those. However, the great thing is that the changes are minimal. Feedback has been very positive related to what we have come up with based on our listening exercises and activities. And I wanted to talk briefly about the next stages of what happens next. So July 24th has passed. On our all-staff day, which is August 28th, we will be providing an opportunity for all those in attendance to go through a gallery walk and respond to the questions, similar questions that we had during our community day, and ask for feedback through the use of Post-it notes, so keeping the activity anonymous. We will have facilitators by commitment, as well as through the mission, vision, and values. We will further take that feedback and synthesize it and infuse it into the current draft that we have. Then in September, we'll be going out to our students through an electronic survey, asking them for their thoughts on what we have gathered so far and what the plan is for the next 4 years. We will take that information, synthesize it, and then bring it to the board as a draft in October. Present the findings and walk through the deliverables, and then take that back with your feedback, make sure that we have heard everything that you've said, finalize that and bringing that in November for final approval to the board. So the one thing that we've always looked at is, or questions that have come forward is our commitments tend to be a high level. They don't have specific measurable components. And that is on purpose, because we do not want to be in a situation where we are very specific and have to revise our strategic plan during the 4 years. Where the specific metrics will come and that will allow us to assess are going to be as we build our enablement plan. So these plans are departmental. And for example, through the academic process, we will be building an academic plan. And the academic plan will have measurable and specific components, as well as the deans of our areas will go to their faculties and will present a strategic plan and ask how they fit into the strategic plan through the academic plan that we have created. And that eventually will help us create our performance evaluation annual plans that will ensure that we are going to deliver on our strategic plan. The draft mission as at SUNY Niagara, we inspire hope and empower diverse learners through accessible, innovative, education. Higher education. We provide compassionate support that transforms lives and strengthens our community. Draft vision to be a beacon in innovative education, unleashing human potential and driving future vitality of our region. Our draft values, initially we went to our external community with student-centered, and that has been modified to learner-centered because the feedback has been that we need to be more broader. We definitely want to be innovative in our delivery of education. We want to be collaborative and definitely accountable and ethical so that we can uphold integrity, transparency, and responsibility. So our commitments as they are so far, first one is innovation and relevance, transforming learning through innovation and career connectedness, and ensuring that we are based on the external feedback from the external community, AI, economic disruption, ensuring we're preparing our learners for the future, flexible learning, and the success outcomes that are on the side are what we're going to use to ensure that we are measuring our aligned and future. So I'm not going to go through each one of them individually. They are in your deck. But what I'm going to do is just cover the governance, how we are going to measure our progress and ensure that the board is kept up to date on our progress as we implement the strategic plan. So as we build our internal departmental enablement plans, those will all be compiled into our annual evaluation document. And this document will outline what the enablement plan goals are that are going to be specific and measurable and time sensitive, who is responsible for completing those goals, and then we will measure them on a quarterly basis as a leadership team. And to present our updates to the board, we will be presenting them in a dashboard on a quarterly basis. We did not think that we need to bring the details to you on a quarterly basis. However, on an annual basis, we will be providing you with an update on an operational plan. And that includes the details as to, we're taking all that detailed information and summarizing it for you into themes so that you can see how we're progressing on meeting those goals and objectives. So today, I just wanted to give you a high-level overview of where we're at, our thinking about the governance. And again, we continue as an executive council to refine our governance process. So this is open for feedback.
I first want to say I've heard a lot from the community who attended that open session that you had and how well it went, how well everything was presented, how great it was for them to be included in that. So I did want to pass that along and how well that community session went. And I think it's great, you know, in seeing the steps that we're taking. Having the staff on their first day back be included, having the students included is extremely important. So it's very exciting to see that as part of the process.
Well, my colleagues on executive council and the resources that Dr. Lloyd has allocated and the time has made this happen. So I'm grateful to all my colleagues, the deans, AVPAs, Fabio, it's been an outstanding support. Barb and Hal from our community, our marketing communication partners. Feedback has been very outstanding, and SBDC, so I cannot name enough people. We've all been, really, it's been a collective effort, so I'm very fortunate to be in this role to have this support. All right.
Anyone have any other questions?
Just a quick one. First of all, this is just amazing for someone that's been persistently asking about strategic plan. Just the formatting and process that you've gone through is unparalleled. So I applaud you. It's fantastic. You should teach classes so everyone can use this template or share your template. When you're doing the updates for the metrics and the quarterly metrics,
Yes,
are those gonna be on a portal that's gonna be openly accessible?
100%.
Okay, will it be internally or open?
It's going to be internal.
Yeah.
Fabio is creating a SharePoint site that is internally shareable. It'll allow everyone in the college to come in and see. We did not feel that we wanted to allow it open to the community to take a look at the nitty-gritty,
Yeah.
but we can provide an annual.
I was going to say, but also keep in mind that the board has a SUNY Niagara email address.
Yes.
So you should have
Yeah.
access through that.
One thing I neglected to say was, once we finalize the strategic plan, then Barb and her team are going to help us create a communication plan to go out externally into the community and then internally, so that we can make sure that everybody's aware that this is launched.
Well done.
Thank you.
Yeah. That's all that we have for presentations today, so we'll move on to our consent agenda.
Thanks.
Those items were included in your packets. They include the board minutes of our June 17th, 2025 meeting, statement of revenues and expenditures, and grant activities as presented. Are there any questions on any of these consent agenda items? Do I have a motion to accept the consent agenda items? Sydney? Okay, second by trustee Del Porto. All in favor? Any opposed? That's carried. Next, move on to our information items. Does anyone have any questions on any of the information items that were included? That's the grant tracking chart, the personnel status chart, our foundation report, and our facilities update. Any questions?
Only question I have, Mrs. Brown, available candidates for critical positions, how's it going?
Good, they're working on, the offer was made to the Dean of Nursing and Allied Health, which is good. She'll be starting September 9th, 8th. And they are working on the Director of Financial Aid. I think they have 4 viable candidates, so we are, getting the candidates.
Guess so.
Obviously, struggling still with the nursing, which is such a competitive field, and the clinical instructors, but we continue to recruit and really get out there and try to entice, them to come here, because they can make some decent money, side money for being clinical instructors and, working 1 6-hour shift or 2 or 1 12-hour shift for the semester, but it's just finding them.
Well, it's working out well, and I appreciate the hard work that goes into that, because.
The committees, we're on the committees to really, get through the process and making sure that we're not stalling and losing good candidates through it. So that's the most important part.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Does anyone else have any other questions about the information items? Seeing none, I'll move on to the chairperson's report. First, I would like to, and we're honored to have with us our new student trustee, Sydney Ziemendorf. She's going to be joining us this year. So Sydney, I'm going to ask, do you have anything that you'd like to just share a little bit about yourself when it comes to your time here on the board?
Well, it is my second year, and I'm a member of the softball team. I was also our director of marketing for student government last year, and I'm going to be this year.
I know you're going to be a great addition to the board. Just hearing you when the chancellor visited and being able to talk off the cuff like that, you're going to be such a great addition to the board. So we look forward to working with you this year. Next, we have a special anniversary on our board, which is Trustee Ross. We just celebrated his 20th anniversary as being a member of the board. He joined us, I believe, in August of 2005. Okay.
My 21st.
But we're starting your
First meeting,
21st.
And I hope I can make it through because I have some, well, anyway, I'm gonna work very hard to complete my 21st. Let me tell you, actually, I got involved with community college way back in 1989 when our fourth president was defeated and his appointment and the party we had afterwards. And at that particular time, I made this statement that Niagara County Community College, SUNY Niagara, certainly is the jewel of Niagara. And I just didn't throw that out, to be very, very honest with you. Because about 2 miles west of here, I was with a school district for 47 years. And one of my jobs was dean of students. And I many, many times had students that were on that place that could go and really get lost. And yet they had a chance, a second chance to come 2 miles here, which they called at that time, community college or NW East. They wanted to connect it. But it was so important that we have community college within this county. That's why I used that term in November of 1989 on the second floor cafeteria. And then I was involved in the county legislature from then on. So from 1988 to the present time, one way or the other, I've had my hand on community college. I've seen so many good things happen, and so many of our students have gone on to do great things, and so many of our students come back and have done great things. I'm repeating myself, we're very, very fortunate to have SUNY Niagara right here. Besides, Dr. Holmes, our athletic teams are pretty good, you know?
That's right, that's right.
The one thing job they gave me was CCI days. You know what CCI days are? Community College Information Days, where we bring in all the buses from the various schools. Well, one of the things you had to do was keep your eyes open, if you know what I'm talking about. Sometimes they brought some of their problems into school, but the CCI days were very, very good. And they brought a lot of students in. I'm gonna cut it down because meetings are long enough without me talking, but I'll tell you, it's been a 47 great years at Wheatfield, and certainly my 21st year here, I'm a very fortunate person to be involved. Thank you.
Bill, Sydney wasn't born when you started here. Is it correct?
Well,
Yeah.
well, in a couple months, I'll be 92.
Oh, wow.
The good Lord's been good to me, and I hope I can contribute for the next 9 meetings. And you know my feelings if I can. All right.
Right there.
We have a little cake afterwards to celebrate, so you have.
Well, I'm never against cake.
We were honored to have the SUNY Chancellor visit with us to discuss the SUNY Reconnect program, which is the free tuition for adult learners. It was a great roundtable that talked about such a great program, and I could tell he was really impressed with all the work that our faculty and staff have already done to prepare for the program. Including our holistic approach. I know they kept mentioning how, it's not just about the programs, but it's about the services we need to provide, the support we need to provide those with families, and so it's really just such a complete effort here from the college. We are honored to have the chancellor here. I know we took a tour of the campus as well. And so we're excited about that partnership. I know he had a great time, so we're really happy and honored that he came to visit with us. We do have our NYCCT annual conference, September 10th to the 12th, for those of us that are going. I know I mentioned the chancellor because he's going to be part of that as well. He's coming. So we'll talk, so I would see him there. They have a lot of great programs scheduled already. And so that'll be a great time for us to learn about what's going on and some of the pressing issues that we have. So looking forward to that. And as mentioned during Maher's presentation, the all college meeting, August 28th, 2025, for those of you that can attend, as well as our scholarship soiree on October 16th at NFCI. So those are all things that are coming up, just to put on the board's calendar to get those ready. We do have all of our committee appointments to make, as we just had our annual meeting in June. I'm looking to keep all the committees the same. They've been working really well together for this year. If anyone feels strongly about changing to a different committee, that they feel strongly about something that's happening there, that they would like to switch with another trustee, do not hesitate to ask me. We all work so well together. So I'm sure we can always work that out. I know Sydney's going to be joining our academic student life committee. So she'll be a trustee on that committee as well. But again, thank you guys all for your hard work, not just for our board meetings, but at all those committees and our representation on all committees. I distinctly remember in Middle States talking to those that were coming in, and one of the questions they asked us as the board was, with how we're appointed to this board, how do we work together, and how do those outside influences that appoint us, impact our work here? And I'm always honored to say how well our board works together. It's shown through these committees that we work well together. It's shown through our meetings. We have great discussion, but we're so super respectful of each other and each other's positions. And so, I just really want to take, as this next year is upon us, to thank you all for that. And just continue to focus on the fact that we shouldn't let outside influencers or outside forces use our college as a political basis. And so I really am proud of how well we all work together. So with that, that's all for my report, and I'm going to turn it over to the president.
Thank you so much. I want to begin with telling you where we are in terms of our enrollment. As of this morning, we were up, I think, 8.8% over where we were this time last year. As you know, with our budget, we're projecting a 2% increase. We did put a modest increase in the budget. But right now, year over year, we're up 8.8%. We anticipate that our students who are enrolled in our CAP program, our high school dual enrollment program, we're projecting a slight increase there, but we're yet to see where that lands. We currently have about 90 students who qualify for the SUNY Reconnect program. We're hoping for more there, and so we are indeed working on that. Our housing is at full capacity, and I think I may have mentioned this in the report that I sent out Sunday evening, that we are now looking at finding additional space in Niagara Falls in one of the hotels, because we have about 20 students that we don't have housing for right now. So we are over capacity in housing, which is a fantastic thing for us. So we're very, very pleased with that. In addition, we have hired additional adult recruitment staff through funding from SUNY. And so we do have a focus again on our adult students. So that's kind of where we're sitting with enrollment. So we're very, very pleased with that. And it's been interesting that I go to these presidents meetings and folks are saying, well, where are you with enrollment? Where are you with enrollment? And our enrollment percentage wise seems to be outpacing the other institutions around here. And so we're doing something right. And so we're very, very pleased with that. I think that once we get through the strategic plan and we start working on those enablement plans and really develop our strategic enrollment management plan, I think that's going to help us even more. So we're getting there with that. I want to thank all of you who were able to attend the President's Circle event at my home. I know it seems like ages ago, but it was just outstanding to have all the board members there that were in town. And so it really meant, I think, the world to me. It meant a lot to the foundation to see so many of our board members present. So I want to thank you all for coming to my home for that event. We have a hold on October 9th for a meeting with all the superintendents and principals in the area, because we're trying to enhance those relationships that we have with the schools. And so we thought it would be nice to bring the superintendents and the principals here. I've spoken at the superintendent's Western New York retreat. I've met with them at the Niagara County Superintendent's retreat, but we felt like it was time to bring them onto campus and provide them with conversation or in a room, as well as a walkthrough of campus, so that they see what we have to offer. And our hope is to improve that relationship. I want to get on your calendar September 2nd, the opening day of school from 7:30 until 9:30 a.m. We will welcome back our new students here at the Sanborn campus. This was something that Barb DeSimone started last year, and it really went over well. So September 2nd from 7:30 to 9:30, Sanborn campus, and September 3rd from 7:30 until 9:30 at NFCI. Some of us administrators as well as staff will be greeting our new students. So we're pleased with that. And then I'll wrap up with two other upcoming visits that we're excited about. Is that this Friday I have a breakfast with a legislative breakfast for the Air Base here. And so I was excited to be invited to that. And then we are scheduled, I think it is, what is the date of that? We have another meeting, I think it's sometime next week. Is it next week?
Sure.
I can't remember what date it is. But we are meeting our office of the executive team. We are going to be meeting with the 107th Attack Wing and the 914th Refueling Wing. We're meeting with both of them, and so we're hosting them, and so we're very pleased with that. Final that I want to mention is that we have finally had a meeting set up with the Tuscarora Nation. And so we had a meeting scheduled, and then there were 2 deaths in the community a couple of days prior to our meeting. And so we're working on setting that up again. But we're meeting with the leadership of that nation and trying to figure out how we as a college can partner more with the Tuscarora Nation. For the upcoming year, we will be providing, have a shuttle that stops there 3 times, make 3 stops there during the day. And so the individuals who are on the nation, on the reservation, can get to the campus. And so we're excited about the partnerships that we're building.
Dr. Holmes,
Yes.
I would like to congratulate you. I believe this is the first time that our housing has ever been over capacity. So a big shout out to you and your staff for that. Thank you.
Thank you. And that's my report.
And I like the way you're working with the Native Americans, the Tuscarora. I think it's awfully important. They're important people to us.
Absolutely. Yeah, we're excited that the leadership there, they planned a meal for us. And so it's going to be quite a celebration.
The cornmeal?
Well, it was going to include rabbit stew and venison pie.
through it. Anyway, that rabbit stew may give you a little hair.
It might.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
In addition to the superintendents and whoever else is coming on that one day, the first line people in all those schools are really the guidance counselors.
Mhm.
And they're gonna be the ones that are gonna be directing the students to where they're going to school the following year. So I'm just suggesting that would be a high opportunity at some point to include them, because they're the ones that really sort of help direct students where they're gonna be going to college.
If I'm not mistaken, doesn't Stephanie, John's not here, I think Stephanie invites the guidance counselors to campus, doesn't she?
Yes, we normally have a guidance counselor breakfast. We bring Niagara Orleans guidance counselors here anyway. So now we're upping that up to superintendents as well. So I think that's just the next step. So that's great.
Thank you.
Does anyone else have any other questions? We'll move on to our trustee, Zemendorf for her first, student trustee report.
Well, since I haven't had the opportunity to speak with our students since they are not here for the summer, I thought for my first report, I would just discuss the opportunities I've had so far as trustee and the events I've attended and who I've spoken to. So, my first event as student trustee was our President's Circle reception at Dr. Holmes' house. And I got the opportunity to speak with many of the President's Circle members. Dr. Jim Murphy and I talked about how his daughters are graduates of SUNY Niagara and they definitely miss their time here. And that he's also looking forward to the new and improved President's Circle program, which was good to know. And I also got the opportunity to speak with Mr. Ron Winter, who I previously met at the inauguration in April. And he provided me some great pointers in navigating my future career. And towards the end of the event, I introduced myself to Mr. Frederick Kahn, who is the chair of the foundation board. And as student trustee and beneficiary of scholarships provided through the foundation, I made sure to thank each person I spoke to, especially him and the President's Circle members for all they do and their contributions to the college. And later that week, I also attended the Future Forward Strategic Plan session. And it was really interesting to learn more about the college from a college perspective more than a student perspective and really learn those statistics. And overall, it was a very successful day. Then most recently, I attended the Governor Kathy Hochul's event on campus, and I got the opportunity to speak with many highly respected individuals through New York State. I was seated next to New York State Community Health Association President Rose Duhan and spoke to her in length about SUNY Niagara and how great of an opportunity it's been so far to serve as student trustee, and really just empathize to her how much the college is thriving under its new president and administrators. So it has been very rewarding couple weeks so far as student trustee, and I just want to thank each member of the board for their support as I work into my new role here.
Excellent. Anyone have any questions? We'll move on to our faculty observer report. And Dr. Elizabeth Sachs, she's attending via Zoom and is going to be providing her report.
Thank you very much. And thank you for allowing me to zoom into this meeting. I appreciate it. And I look forward also to returning from Wisconsin next week. It's about time. I'm really excited. My report is a little sketchy because faculty are so widely scattered. I've kept in touch with individuals, of course, here and there, and hear things through the grapevine. But rest and recuperation, of course, is an integral part of a summer faculty member's experience. And so I've heard quite a bit about that and look forward to a refreshed campus coming shortly. Colleagues have also been involved in professional advancement, pursuing careers. Of course, scholarship and creative work is ongoing. 66 classes were taught by faculty over the summer term, which I gather was quite successful. They have also, of course, continued with new student advisement. Certain of us have been privileged to be involved in initiatives throughout the summer months. For example, promotions keep undergoing revision. It's been a very collaborative experience. I think it's highly optimistic that all of us, I certainly can speak for myself, are feeling. And I've been grateful for this collaborative effort amongst faculty and administrators. Thank you very much. Program revisions are, of course, ongoing, as well as the feverish work of trying to get all those SUNY learning outcomes as much buffed up as possible for the coming semester. Governance is heating up. We have scheduled our governance flow chart. And let's see, I guess I'm really now to the accolades that I can offer my colleagues. Joe Schmidt, of course, is hogging the limelight as always with his American Welding Society commendation, and also Ben Loomis as someone featured in the employee spotlight. Several people have indicated to me that it's important for us all to appreciate one another's efforts in community. Many of us serve on boards, which of course are highly active during the summer. And I'm sure board members can very much sympathize as they're busy all year long in their efforts on our campus. So in talking with Lloyd about the Say Yes and CTE grants emphasis and success, it's very exciting to think about how our own community events and investment as faculty can help to feed these important and exciting initiatives. So just to end on that note, one of our professor recently retiring, Bob Borgatti's film, The America's Stairway, is wrapping up post-production, and it will have its premiere on the 26th of September at the Palace Theater in Lockport, and then evidently has already been scheduled throughout the region through PBS stations. So that's just exciting, and I think a testament to the sort of heart and spirit that so many faculty and admiration and continued investment that faculty as well have in this community. Welcome, Sydney. I've already had the pleasure of working with Sydney on the College Council and sharing the stage with her as we all celebrated Lloyd's commencement, his inauguration. Okay, so thank you very much. That's my report.
Thank you so much. Does anyone have any questions?
Well, Liz, I'm wondering if you're gonna shift over to the Arts and Media Division, because I understand you were a star in a play in Wisconsin.
I don't think that shift is going to come anytime soon, Gail, but thank you.
Thank you so much. And we will now move on to our committee reports. We'll start with our Academic Student Life Committee, and I know Trustee Clark's going to fill in for our Chairperson Smith on that.
Correct. There's not much to report. We did not have a meeting in August, basically for medical reasons, just to let you know, and that's why it did not occur. So at this point, we're looking for clarification on 2025-26 academic calendar revision. And I believe Dr.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. The reason we're proposing this change is we're looking to push the start date for the summer term ahead a few days to give time for progression reports and evaluation from the spring term to allow the accurate progression to happen. They are very close, and it pushes it, I believe, by 3 days, which in turn pushes the end of the term. However, this also tends to push the fall a bit forward, but overall it works better for us to ensure student support and retention. So it's a very minor change, so we're doing this for both next semester and the following.
And are there any questions for Dr.? Thank you for your report. You did a great job on that. So I think we do have the printed report in our possession. So at this time, I would like to make a motion to approve the revised 2025-26 academic calendar as presented. Looking for motion. Thank you. A second? A second. Thank you so much. All in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
And all opposed? Any abstentions? The motion has carried unanimously. And the next Academic Student Life Committee is going to get a clarification on this, because they traditionally were always 8 o'clock. And it's going to be changed now to 10. AM, so. Oh, just for that one meeting, okay, well, I see it on here at 10, I just want to be sure that we're all clarifying it. Thank you very much, so, Madam Chairman.
Thank you. And now we'll turn it over to Chairperson Talek for the fiscal committee.
The minutes are included, in your materials. Are there any questions about the minutes from the meeting? So we held our meeting on August 6th. The business and finance report is also included. Vice President Durante, do you have any updated information?
I just would like to highlight some key points that I'm very, very proud of. It's not new information, but just highlighting what's in the report. Revenue to date as of June, we're ahead of schedule. And that's, we're experiencing some really good returns on our investments. And we're also blowing our budget away on the chargebacks. I was at an Albany meeting last week, a training and a meeting in Albany. And out of the 30 community colleges in New York State, we are 9th best in terms of chargeback revenue. A lot of learners from outside of Niagara County want to come to SUNY Niagara. So we're ahead of schedule on the revenue, ahead of budget on the revenue perspective. On expenses, we're where we should be on expenses. We're a little bit ahead, or a little bit overspent on equipment, but that's because of the buy forward program that the board of trustees approved at the June meeting, and we have a motion for a budget transfer later. So we're doing really well financially. So I just wanted to share that good news.
We do have a resolution on the budget for the adjustments to the Adjunct Association tentative agreement. Catherine Brown, do you want to provide any additional information?
The contract is up on 8/31/2025, so there won't be any retro payments, but moving forward, there'll be increases on the per credit hour and per lab hour. It's a 5% increase over the duration of the contract. And then we also negotiated and agreed upon a longevity clause for those adjuncts that are here. And they have to be here for so many consecutive semesters to be eligible for that.
Any questions for Vice President Brown? Seeing none, I'd like to make a motion to approve the Adjunct Association tentative agreement. Is there a second?
Second.
Bill, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstentions? And are there any additional questions? Okay. All right, next, we have the fiscal year 24-25 budget transfer. Vice President Durante.
Yes, I mentioned that a few moments ago. That's the budget transfer of $377,000 related to the buy forward, the equipment buy forward program. So that's the budget transfer that we need just to do that.
Are there any questions about that? All right, seeing none, I'd like to make a motion to approve the fiscal 24-25 budget transfer as presented. Is there a second? Second by Sydney. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstentions, carries unanimously. The next fiscal meeting is going to be held on Wednesday, September 3rd at 2 p.m. And I did want to say I really applaud Vice President Durante. Right when he came on board, asked for a special meeting in preparation for the finance meetings that we're holding at the beginning of each month. I believe it was to cut down on board meeting time. But he was told I asked too many questions. So he and Kelsey meet with me to get all my questions answered, and I can tell it's working because I've asked very few questions now in this meeting. But thank you for doing that. I think it's wonderful.
Well, and it wasn't about keeping the questions down. It's just that as I've shared with Gail, when we have the finance committee meetings, there should be nothing that comes up from her that's a surprise to us from a staff perspective. And there should be nothing that comes up from us, the staff, that's a surprise from Gail and the fiscal committee. So we're all heading towards the same goals and we're in alignment. So we just want to make sure we're on the same page.
And it's great. Thank you very much
you're
for
welcome.
doing that.
Anything else? Great. And so we'll move on to our awards committee and committee
Thank you,
chairperson. Ross.
Chairperson. Again, the items discussed in the awards committee meeting are in the minutes of August 6th, 2025. And you do have a copy in your materials. I just like to say something about the awards committee. It is a new committee. It was established about 6 months ago. And it then was established in our bylaws. If you go through your bylaws, it'd be Article 8. Now we have an awards committee that's on the same level as the fiscal and the academic, and it should be, because these awards are not to be taken lightly, whether they're local here or at the conference, or the ACCT has some good ones that you all know. So do I. And so we have to be very careful. Matter of fact, Trustee Talik and I are working close on that to update, to make sure the material's out for looking for candidates. Because when we go to our state conference, we want to be well represented, which we are. Dr. Taylor and certainly Kevin Clark. And then we put something different in. It was always there, and that is the trustee emeritus. Hey, let me tell you something I did once. I was a speaker at graduation. I got emeritus mixed up, emeritus, and I never lived that down. Was anybody at that one? Anyway. Well, we decided that we did have one trustee that was voted in back in 2013. And then we decided to follow up, because we've had the 46 trustees out there. There's been some that have really been contributors. But this is something Trustee Talik and I work on to make sure we put the best people forward. Now, I also have to ask the foundation leadership to, if it's possible, to work out to have our trustee emeritus for a few words by the presenter. Right now, we have people that want to present. Matter of fact, trustee, if I remember, trustee Virtuoso would like to represent former trustee Sloma.
Yes.
And in the case of the other one that we have, he was the second longest standing trustee in New York State. And that was the gentleman that was on the original committee back in late September of 1959, when we did not have a Niagara County legislator. We had the Niagara County Board of Supervisors. This man was on.
Mr. Powensky.
Mr. Powensky. He was on from that moment until I think he passed away in the early 1990s, if I remember. So he will be represented too. And we would like to meet, or you can call me in, and whatever way we can work this out. We don't want a long presentation, because the most important people, not that they're not important, but we have the students there, we have the distinguished graduates there, and you don't want to go on forever, because we have about 45 minutes. So if we can arrange a time, I'll give you a call and things like that. And Trustee Talik, if you'd like to be at that meeting, because you're right on this, you know the people and things like that.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I've already spoken to Courtney and Barb about that. With that side, we got it under control. So that will
Okay,
happen.
you're way ahead of me.
I've already addressed that issue.
It's good, you know, sometimes you have to shut me up, you know. And I'm like a wind-up toy.
Well, I knew that it was important for some of the board members to address these individuals, so we're working on that, and we know
You're
that.
ahead of me.
We know that there might be a board member that wants to speak that might be out of town, and so we're working on video production for that, so
Yeah.
we have it. We'll have it under control.
Okay.
Katie, I don't know if we've mentioned it before. I mean, Bill just mentioned that Mr. Pawinski and Bonnie Sloma are going to be recognized by our colleges emeritus, but have we brought up Kevin's award and Ginny just to announce it yet?
Well,
Or that's coming.
and NYCCT, I think, holds off on that until
Okay.
the actual
All right.
presentation, and we do a whole thing.
All right, I
after.
didn't say his name, the man sitting next to me. All right, I'll wait until a couple weeks. I did want to ask, I received an email this week from NYCCT committees, and I'll bring it up right now. I know it's not specifically awards, but Donna Michaelek had requested from NCC, she wants at the conference to be able to announce it if there is a member of the board that is interested in serving on the foundation. And she was pretty emphatic about it because it was so important to Jerry Wolfgang, who was the first representative from SUNY Niagara to serve on that. She said that they only meet twice a year via Zoom. So I wanted to bring it up at this meeting to offer this, Kevin and Bill, if anyone is interested in serving on the foundation, since it is only 2 meetings a year via Zoom.
And it's right at the conference and they have one meeting
Yes,
afterwards.
yes.
If anyone is interested, if you wanna let me know, we'll let Sheila and David and everybody as well, if they want to.
If you could let them all know, because I am going to be serving on an alternate
right.
committee. So I want to be able to, they wanted to know if I wanted to serve on 2, and I said no. But I would love to have the representation. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Jessica.
Just a question that it cleared up. We do have one to speak for our 52-year veteran. Okay.
Yep.
Because I'm glad he didn't open my big mouth.
Yeah.
Okay.
We have that.
Any questions? Gail, do you want to add anything?
No, you were.
Give it first and 10 and do it again. Okay. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. So now I'm gonna make a motion to go into executive session under the provisions of section 105, article 7 of the Public Officers Law. Is there a second? Second, trustee Tyler, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? We're gonna move into executive sessions.
Want to ask, I want to start off with, I'll call you in, I'll call you after.
Okay.
Thank you for your presentation.
I don't think you did it. That was like, right to 5:30.
We did it before, like Jason.
Jason, so if you wouldn't mind starting the meeting, because I don't want to be late, because I'm late. Believe me, I don't leave, it shouldn't be a stressful meeting. Okay? Yeah.
You're not gonna. Really good. It's tough.
I know. All right, I got it. Thank you.
You know, I retired from, it's not the 107, it's the 1.
Still remembers you watching our in-school suspension.
Well, I was just gonna. But wait, no.
We did-
How many suspensions I handled.
We did make a motion to come out of executive session. Is there any old business? Is there any new business? Two things I have. One is in your packet of materials is our board meeting schedule for this year. Note that the October and the March meetings are not the third Tuesdays due to scheduling issues. So just take note of that. When you take a look at the calendar. And I just wanna note that I will be late to next month's meeting. I have a trial that day that goes until 4:30. So trustee Park's going to start the meeting. I don't wanna push it any later. So he's gonna kick the meeting off for us. And then I'll get here when my trial's over, so.
What you gotta do.
Does anyone else have any other new business?
Committee meetings, was that September 3rd?
It is September 3rd,
Okay.
10 a.m.
I wrote it down.
Ours
right.
is 2 and 3
Okay.
for
A lot of
awards.
times I don't write things down, right?
Anything for good and welfare? Okay, and our next board meeting is Tuesday, September 16th at 4:30. Is there a motion to adjourn? Trustee Clark, a second?
Second.
Trustee Ross, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That's great, thank you.
Thank you.